Hi guys, welcome to Snake Nook. I'm Vanny, and today we have Sunfire, my Morelia Bredli. He's going to be sunbathing in a little while. And I'm also going to bring out my Hypo Salmon Boa Sandstorm. She'll be out momentarily. But for now, we are going to have Sunfire out here getting a little bit of sun, air, and listening to the beautiful songs of the songbirds that are out here this beautiful late morning, early afternoon. We're having beautiful weather here in South Central Texas, very spring-like, even though we are still about 2 weeks shy of the spring season rolling in. But I'm out here with Sunfire. I thought it'd be a good idea to bring him out and have him sunbathe before the temps get too hot. The topic of today's video is, what are my thoughts as a novice snake keeper, and do I have any regrets? So the very first snake that came into my life as a pet is Stormy. She is my pastel royal python, and I'll put a picture of her here somewhere. And before Stormy came into my life, I had a bit of experience for about a year working with other snakes, colubrids mainly, like rat snakes, corn snakes, Great Plains rat snakes, king snakes, and milk snakes. And then I also worked considerably with ball pythons and a boa constrictor. And after caring for local colubrids and also a couple of exotic snakes, I determined that the royal python was certainly the species that I wanted to start off with, being a new snake keeper. If you would have told me about 5 years ago, if you would have said you're going to have several snakes as pets, you're going to be a snake keeper, I don't think I would have believed you. I would have said snakes are really cool to observe. Snakes are really cool in general, and I really like them, but I don't think I'm going to have them as pets. That would have been my response. Let me tell you exactly what was the spark. What was that little spark that led to me now being a keeper of several snakes and different species? So about 5 years ago, a colleague of mine, and I'll put a picture of her in here somewhere, she would check out different kinds of animals from a science program that works with schools even to this day here in Texas. And she would just have a blast checking out different kinds of animals, and most of the other teachers were not interested in getting close to any of the animals. Well, it just so happened that one day she was walking by my classroom and the children were at specials, or I think they were at the gym or PE or something like that. She's walking by my room and she noticed that the snake that she was holding, and I believe it was a ball python. I didn't really know about ball pythons back then, or that's what the species was that she was holding. Well, anyway, she walked by the doorway and she stopped and said, "This snake is really taking an interest in your doorway." And she kept trying to walk away, but she said, look, it wants to come into your room." And the snake looked like it was really interested in something that was in the room, and he kind of brought her into the room. It was kind of strange the way it happened. She was holding him, and he kind of led her into my room. And she said, "Look, he's so interested in your room." And at that moment, I took notice of the snake and I thought, are you trying to tell me something? It was a thought, and I didn't realize it at that moment, but the snake had chosen me as a keeper. Like, not you know what I mean, like, not that I would be the keeper of that snake, but I think that was the moment that catapulted me into snake keeping. After that, I took a much more profound interest in snakes than I had ever. And slowly but surely, I got to know them a little better, and I started ordering different kinds of animals through that science program. I had a noli lizard in my classroom and other animals like Madagascan hissing cockroaches, just different kinds of animals, and really, really enjoyed it. My very first snake that I handled was a large royal python. Her name was Scar, and she was beautiful. I'm going to put a picture of her here somewhere. And that's just how it all began, guys. It really began through that school program, and I was able to spend time with these snakes before I ever decided to get one as a pet. And I'm glad I did. I really have no regrets, guys, whatsoever. I wish I knew snakes sooner. Like, I wish I had known about snakes as pets and really considered having a snake as a pet much sooner. I really feel like snakes are amazing pets now. I really do. I have no regrets, none whatsoever, and I just wish I had more time and more space in my home for more snakes. That's really my only regret. It's just not having more time and more space and just the more room. I wish I could accommodate more snakes in my house, but I have plenty. I have several. I have quite a nice number of snakes, just enough really that I can take care of and that I can spend time with. So for sure, no regrets. And I just think that snakes are amazing. The most awesome hypoallergenic pet there ever was. That's certainly my opinion. Generally, I think that people are just far more used to keeping domesticated animals as pets for the obvious reasons, but I'm happy that snakes are rising in popularity as pets. I think, though, that it is important to take in as much information and knowledge as you can on these animals because they are so different from mammals. We really have to learn to read their body language and understand their needs because they certainly do not act anything like a mammal, and it may be harder for us to tell when they are ill or when something is wrong with our snake until it may be too late. And I think too that it takes a lot more work learning how to care for a snake properly because, well, the information isn't quite as commonly known as it is when you're caring for a dog or a cat. I think that most people just know how to care for dogs and cats with minimal research outside of what they already know. But with snakes, it's a whole nother story. You've got to do a lot of research, a lot of looking into what goes into the proper care and husbandry of the particular species that you have. And those are my thoughts as a novice snake keeper. I have no regrets, and I'm very happy that snakes are in my life forevermore. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you have enjoyed this video. Y'all have a good one. Bye.